It's a common observation in many companies. A team works hard to solve a recurring problem. They agree on a practical solution, put it in place, and for a short time, things improve. But then, after a reorganization, that same old problem quietly returns, as if the solution never existed.
To see how this happens, imagine a team designs and approves a new workflow. The decision is clear, it's documented, and everyone involved feels a sense of progress. They believe they have made a lasting, positive change.
The shared hope is that this new process will finally resolve a long-standing point of friction and make work more efficient for everyone. Then, the company announces a reorganization. Teams are restructured, reporting lines are redrawn, and the entire operational landscape of the organization begins to shift. A few months pass, and the once promising solution has faded from use. The old, inefficient habits have returned, and the original problem is back. What happened to that perfectly good decision?
The answer lies in understanding that a decision isn't just an idea that exists on its own. Its survival depends entirely on the organizational structures that give it authority and relevance.
For any decision to last, it has to be woven into the company's operational fabric. This support system is made of 3 distinct pillars that hold the decision firmly in place.
The first pillar is the formal structure. This is the official organizational chart. It's the explicit map of roles and procedures that dictates who has the authority to approve, implement, and enforce a decision. The second is the informal culture. These are the unwritten rules, the social networks, the established routines, and the shared norms that guide how people actually collaborate and prioritize their work from day to day.
And the third pillar is collective memory. This is the shared knowledge and context held by the people in the organization. It's the history that explains the why behind current processes.
When these 3 pillars are aligned, a decision is constantly reinforced. It is understood, and it becomes a natural part of the daily work, giving it both official authority and real momentum.
A reorganization, however, isn't just a change to the org chart. It acts as a system-wide reset. It fundamentally disrupts the established order and the connections that hold everything together.
The reorganization systematically dismantles each of the 3 pillars that once supported the original decision, starting with the most visible element of the organization.
The most immediate change is to the formal structure. The organizational chart is redrawn, and this has direct consequences for who owns what and who is accountable for it.
Before the change, the new workflow had a clear owner, a person or team responsible for its success. Afterward, that person might be in a new role, or the role itself might disappear, leaving accountability unclear. Without a designated owner in the new system, the decision becomes an orphan. It has no official champion to ensure it continues to be implemented and supported. As the formal structure shifts, the informal culture is also broken apart. The social fabric of the organization is rewoven as teams are split up and reformed. The established relationships that helped push the decision forward are now gone. New teams have to form new routines, and their informal priorities naturally shift to meet new goals and work with new people. As a result, the old workflow starts to feel out of place. It's no longer supported by the new patterns of interaction or the unwritten priorities of the reshuffled teams. At the same time, the collective memory of the organization begins to fragment. As people move into new roles or leave the company, the critical context behind past choices gets lost. The original team understood the history of the problem that the workflow was designed to solve, but new team members see an unfamiliar process without that context, making it seem unnecessary. Without this historical knowledge, the rationale for the change simply erodes. To the new people now responsible for the work, the decision can seem random or irrelevant.
So, looking back at our initial scenario, the new workflow didn't fail because it was a bad idea. Its quality had very little to do with its disappearance.
It faded because the entire support system, the formal structure, the informal culture, and the collective memory that gave it meaning was taken away. The organization, as a system, optimizes for its current structure and simply discards pieces that no longer have a clear place.
This process reveals a fundamental trade-off. The organizational drive to adapt through structural change often comes at the direct cost of preserving the valuable decisions and knowledge that the previous structure was built to support.